All right. I accidentally started streaming the first 2 minutes of this, so I've seen like a little bit off
Yeah,
break.
they are playing the long game against Faze, but Faze for
By the way, 1440p. So turn it down to 1080 if you're on limited
confidence
bandwidth.
just to help them get things back up and running
I'm just gonna
against this
start
ultra
doing it
side.
because
3-0 would be
I'm
lovely.
like re-recording a video, and so it looks even worse than it does normally. So I like to record in higher quality if I can. So basically, what I was saying right here, cell watches cross. Um, these guys see right window break when they're jumping out B window. B street also very important, by the way. You should have multiple playing B street on either side, basically every round. Depending on what you see on cross, you should also have a guy watching cross. But yeah, very important. Not people in rank don't really understand the importance of B street. But cell watches cross, nothing crosses right. A BZ can do a number of things here. If he blows up the propane tank, he can hit through, just immediately stop the clock, force a guy to play for him. Or he can immediately go top heli, but that's kind of too readable because, like I said, these guys see this glass break. They know one guy is going to be heli side. Obviously, Cell knows there's a guy watching cross. And when you see nothing cross immediately to A, you're also aware that they're probably going to be playing A somehow. So through bottom red into blue is relatively likely. And that's what I've already seen it, but that's what CleanX does here.
Round's a big reason why. It is the life count where they have the advantage, so they can spawn trap, they can slay.
So now he kind of late wraps over. Cell sees him. Cell watches that. They both watch cross for quite some time, and then Cell leaves. So the thing is that Envoy leaves the cross for a reason. He leaves the cross once CleanX is kind of set up to be able to flank a guy A if Envoy rotates and sees a guy A. And Envoy goes here before a guy can get crack cut and potentially just start causing very serious problems. So he can only watch this cross for so long. But you could make the insight here that Toronto are playing multiple A through bottom. Or through something weird like propane, maybe. I don't know, some weird angle.
But Atlanta
It's
Faze
high
are
rise,
also nearly perfect when it
so
comes to
it
the
can be a lot of
objectives.
things.
When they get the wipes on the map, they're
Yeah,
so quick.
early B street control generally goes to the defensive side. Defense on high rise, extremely defense favored. At the pro level, things sort of like things that are true on the ranked level, which is defenses are really difficult to win, aren't necessarily true at the pro level because, a single mistake and your advantage can just get, completely destroyed if the other team plays flawlessly, which is more likely to happen the better people are. But regardless,
Quick to triple or quad
you can gain a lot of information by watching pro high rise control, despite how annoying the map is. So then, Cells saw Envoy go right window, so he expects this guy to be here. Wait, they kill CleanX? I completely missed that. Oh, they end up killing CleanX bottom blue. So it may be that they probably saw him cross bottom blue. So they didn't even need to make the insight I referred to earlier. And then obviously a BZ knows this guy cross right window.
They'll play the TDM, they can do it all. So Ultra gonna get pushed in this one.
And now this guy spawns crack window. Yeah. Maybe there's only so much you can learn about high-rise control, I suppose. I don't know why he didn't spawn all the way back here. Once again, maybe it's just the idea that the game doesn't like this guy being in this spot, having a line of sight into here, and a guy spawning right here, easily being able to walk into line here. But that doesn't make a lot of sense when this guy can just, in less steps, this guy can just walk out crack window and get a line of sight on him. So I'm not sure what's wrong with the game, but it's a lot, I suppose.
Kills coming through, easy wins already, and again, a double stack.
And now they're like, oh shit, CleanX spawned right window.
On A, but a time maybe to look for the spawn kills, but can't get them all.
Nice and now they just go clean down. 4 down is awful on this map, and so Toronto have favored side. They got blessed with the worst spawn of the century, and now they have 4 dead and full map control on a D, so this round should be over.
No, if Salim gets taken down here as well, all of a sudden. And the Faze are forced into their spawn. For what was such a meticulous start.
Alright, Scrap playing Street here. I feel like he played it. I feel like he doesn't want to overextend, but I feel like he did play it a little too timid.
To the attack.
I guess
Almost
it's a Toronto thing though, where they like to be like close together, where they can help quickly. You know, very fundamental style of
A
play.
search and destroy round.
So
They don't find anything from it, but merely a
oh no, Scrap jumped up on top of the sign. So never mind, I lied.
touch over towards
He
the
played it
side.
quite
Now All
aggressive.
of a sudden you are stuck in your spawn. And a couple of very, very good AR players going to keep you in there as well. Inside shots not quite crispy enough to find the kill.
Excellent kill from Scrap on a Drowser there. Once again, B Street control is extremely important. So Scrap goes down there and this guy stays B Street, and then they have 2 more guys available to instantly fill it. Oh, that's bad. That would not bad, but for Toronto that would just be not ideal at all.
From Sim is probably going to be solid, but not
Best
solid
case
enough.
scenario
Shots
for
gonna be
Faze,
coming in
right?
once again inside through this fence. It's
Prevented
not
by
the easiest
Scrap
gunfight,
winning
but
that.
The gunfights for Atlanta Faze are significantly worse. Yet to find one apart from Sim taking down Kleenex. It's been a clinic so far, and how to spawn trap from Ultra. They're locking them in eventually. Some respite for Faze over towards the A side, but have they run out of time?
This is truly absurd as well. I mean, this
Good
is
wall bang at
everybody
a spell.
on point with the crosses as well. This is Atlanta Faze. They're gonna have to flood into his zone, but they're gonna flood
And
in.
going A here, A is yeah, this isn't gonna work. If this propane isn't blown up yet though,
Straight out over towards A. Kleenex waiting for the gunfight.
it's not. If FaZe would have blown that up while hitting, they would have got 2 kills. And they would have actually been in a fine spot.
This is gonna happen. The coordination though good enough to at least get a trade. Selim does have a trophy and a single reinforcement, but he doesn't have the big play.
Had to
BZ
win
is gonna
that.
fall. This is going to be the round. It's actually Draza that takes him down. 0.9 on the clock. Atlanta Faze actually keeping it close. Somehow get the extra kills. And so desperate to stay alive. If they pull this off, this would be insane. But I think they might actually be able to get it.
It's looking like they have an opportunity.
He ran out of ammo.
Fights coming
Yeah,
through.
that's him.
Scrap can find one inside there to
Yeah,
answer, though they eventually do
there's
get
just
them
not
off.
enough time to
Might-
break out of a spawn trap. Going 4 dead, already you're spawning across the map, and you have to, like, there's still quite a bit of time it takes to get to an objective. On top of that, you have to kill like 2 waves of people. It's just such a terrible position to be in with a limited amount of time. It's not like last year where you have 8 hours on a control offense because the game is sound hoary and terrible.
A scare
It's-
for Ultra. Atlanta Faze just about
The game is
survived.
less terrible this year, at least. And that you have 1.5 rounds, and it just takes a long time to get out of a high-res spawn trap, generally
Final
speaking.
kill coming through from inside. Yeah, Ultra, I mean, for what, 75% of that round? Very, very solid locking it in.
And that is a wild round too. I mean, for the side of Atlanta Faze, right? That is a decent opening break that instantly gets slammed in their face. Ultra get the map control. They nearly make some magic, but I mean, you got Scrap 9 and 2. Maybe the fidget spinner knows something I don't. Balancing on his nose. Now he lights up the kill feed in round number 1. Trying to follow things
BZ
up.
just
BZ
wins
there for the
gunfights,
first
it
blood.
just
Quick
don't seem
trades coming
right.
through, but Toronto, it's only a single man on the zone, and the teamwork always hyper efficient right there. Atlanta Faze swarming the map, getting all the kills, got every lane.
BZ with the
covered.
AR, just putting insight into the dirt, dude. Like, this kid's silly.
Where Toronto tries to go, Faze is going to be throwing bullets down range in your face. Trying to spread the map just a little bit, but right now it is sort of the situation.
So what I said about B Street control, a BZ, they kind of left it weak, but a BZ made up for it, and now they're very heli side control like oriented. This guy's watching mid. They have 2 heli. These guys heli can kind of watch everything.
If you ever end up in
As long as you know that they're all behind the 50-yard line, or well, the 25-yard line, I guess in this case.
situation where you're coming out of your spawn, it is going to take a serious degree of effort to try to get out.
Ooh, remember what I said. So good situation. They lose a guy to a trade, not the best, and then dies to a fucking random propane tank explosion. Yeah,
It's always tough, as we've seen it from this side.
from halfway across the map.
Good old not get locked in there.
A
And
big
really
kill
gets
by
the thing
BZ.
down. Gunfight coming through for
Essentially
BZ
gets the
over
first
towards
blood
Kleenex.
there.
A lot of good work
on this
from
wave.
Toronto Ultra coming in over towards this B side. You want to hope you have your trophies down because there is
2 there is insane.
floating into it alongside of Atlanta Faze players. Draza just absolutely loving
Oh,
every single
BZ,
gunfight
oh
with the
my.
landing, and all of a sudden fall down. You got Selim in position
silly.
to further cement this as well. Envoy will find a kill pretty much immediately though, and that may well be the route out here for Toronto Ultra.
He's a funny guy.
More than a route out. They find 3 kills here, chance.
And this is just on point again, just swarming right now. They are happy to see High Rise right now. A well-oiled machine and maybe a body on point right now on the B zone. Doesn't last long. Envoy's gonna fall. Draws there.
And now they play more B Street oriented because they really don't want to give up B on a push here. B with limited amount of time left, B is the better option. A retakes are a lot easier. You can also, if you have a guy top propane, you can just choose when you peek B from behind the propane tank. So like that's annoying. Basically forces you to play this side, and that side's very counterable from like windows, this side, everything.
For the shutdown and
blanks.
Quick on the rotation as well. He actually gets the intel on insights. And Toronto.
So now they stop the clock, but
right side of the map opens up the left. Bodies on point. This is a triple stack coming through. The zone will go fairly quickly, and they're winning the gunfights as well. Kleenex has fall, so only a double stack. It's slowed down just a little bit, but that ever-present propane tank, it is going to kill anyone and everyone at every given time. Envoy, last one right now on the zone. 2 players behind him. Can't get it done. Atlanta Faze swarm. Only 20 seconds left in the round.
Can they find one more push?
holy shit, this crab almost got that.
Was looking good on the draw.
This got another. This guy's one shot.
You're already butted up. Drawzer is here. He will find the gunfight and a potential over towards the B side.
I think he gets in without dying, yeah, but how long?
Get yourself into the corner, wait for your team.
BZ doesn't jump up.
Stones nades out. Hold it down if you can. Just not gonna happen, no. It just has no cover.
I think he got damaged by his trophy. I don't know why I didn't read
He
it.
also was able to get out. Good hold from Faze once again. Back to
And
back
that's, yeah.
defensive holds where
Defense,
not a single point taken. Ticks were taken by Ultra, I believe more so than Atlanta Faze managed in their first attacking round, at least anyway. So a minor advantage on the Ultra side heading into round number 3.
I mean, honestly, I don't even know if the advantage necessarily exists for offense and defense, but the defenses have been clean. You can just see the way the game is almost like altered when it's teams like this that are playing, where Scrap's getting a kill down B Street, and he just pre-fires where he knows the trade is going to come from, because when you're playing against teams that have teamwork like this, you know the trades are going to be instantaneous. So it alters the way you have to play. You have to step your game up just a little bit. This is a high-pressure environment.
Same thing. B-side heavy presence. One guy goes here. No one watching the cross this time, though. Envoy probably aware that 3 crossed here. Very B-side heavy presence off break out of Ultra, because B Street, very important, like I said. Yeah, nothing too crazy
here.
here.
Call of Duty that is almost atypical.
BZ actually, because like I said, when you're jumping out this window, you see if they break this glass. If they break this glass, you know guy's probably going to be heli side or at least mid. Envoy watches the cross just enough for a guy to potentially come mid through here or late cross or something weird. And moves to A, while BZ just immediately moves to B. So this is kind of just a good break for Faze, a better break for Faze, considering the trade here, because they're just man up.
Difficult to make these adjustments. You got Scrap, by the way. The second time he's gone out towards the crane. Does end up getting traded.
Yep, and they clean house, get 2 and B. Beautiful.
Salvo commences. Atlanta Faze by themselves. A little bit of pressure on the B zone. Again, happy to play the eject.
And then a guy fills B Street. It's important to keep filling B Street here. Okay. A lot of teams just kind of jump out right glass or like jump out mid or just stare down mid. You gotta get to it, because if they're coming from, say, these steps, you're not killing them on that cross with an AR at least. A sub might be able to rip them if you lead your shots perfect, because subs kill faster at range than ARs. Because no one knows why, I guess, but like just keep filling B Street here.
Happy to stack when they get the opportunities, but for the moment, only 2.
Greeno is very good, because if they play the spot where Toronto was stacked on last time, they had 2 on this little jump up right here, watching the left glass. The spot kind of counters that, so you at least get some info there.
Trying Ultra on the way over.
He's gonna go late flank. If Cell kills him right here, I'm so sad.
Insight.
Poor fucking Envoy, man. Like, who plays like that? What an alien, dude.
An angle, Scrubs natives though. Selling will be able to find 1 and Envoy, and all of a sudden these kills could fall the wrong way if you're a Toronto Ultra fan.
Very annoying gunfight right there. Kleenex actually gets one through that bullshit.
Now Faze can get these 2 ticks in, maybe the 3rd in over towards B. Trophies on
Looks
overtime.
like some lag.
Trying to survive if you sell him inside the point. B is gone now, chat.
That's not my recording device, by the way. That is the game lagging in a pro league match.
And all of a sudden, their eyes are set on A.
Yep.
Ticks out over towards the Faze side after those 3 are locked in at B. They have themselves some mid-map control. Toronto Ultra are fighting with their backs against the wall.
Good teamwork there from Selling.
Yeah, so then Simp immediately hopping on. It's very good to have one guy hop on and you kind of bait trades because you're just keeping the clock stopped. You have a life lead if you're Faze. And your 2 guys are kind of out of position, but they're in a decent position to get cutoffs or just kills or good like power positions. So you want to stop the clock, force their Toronto's attention on A, let your teammates kind of, you know, bail them out of an otherwise kind of shitty spot to be in, and so they can get in some really good spots that are pretty nearby. And yeah, just keep the clock stopped, play TDM, trade out, see where things go.
You can see they just slow the pace.
So you see right there, so, Simp goes down, and then Abizi was right behind him. This guy jumps out, trades, and then Abizi just walks in, keeps the clock stopped while his teammates get, you know, pushed up.
Down as soon as they get one zone.
So they go 2 for 2 here. Draza actually gets 2. Draza getting 2 there is insane.
Draza on a 5, can't get the 6, but the trades are always there. You still get the pressure on the
what
zone.
a treat.
Maybe unfortunate that there isn't a trophy, but right now Atlanta Faze on offense.
Then, yeah, Simp just comes back up. Knows he's not going to get any considerable progress. Just keep that clock stopped for a little bit. Allow your teammates to push up. Keep their attention focused today. And not really like the greatest way to throw your life, but it's not the worst at all either.
They do it on the objective. They do it on the
Like I said, just see what happens.
The objective might be stopped for a moment, but still up on 4 lives. And with 1:45, that is so much time for Atlanta to work with. As long as FaZe never get wiped out and forced directly back into their spawn, they might be fine for this round. But the Ultra have stabilized, bought themselves a bit of
I don't know
control.
what Simp is doing right
With
there.
that comes the kills, 2 in their favor. Atlanta Faze, this is the delicate moment. Scrap getting the extra kills. You are consistently now.
Draza shooting some toes. Beautiful. Oh,
The Faze, though, I mean, you can see them.
Oh, he died. Never mind. I was gonna say from top green right there, you can see in between this crack between top heli like pad and this little cement wall. There's a little crack. You can see it here. So, like Draza could have potentially actually killed him right there if he didn't die.
Trophies now out. Working their way through this meticulously once again. Salium going to go for the challenge.
Yep, and they just get 2. And they have one guy jump on, stop the clock. Number 4 is shooting at Cell. He might even kill Cell. But Draza's gonna probably get this trade.
Finds it on insight as well.
I lied. He was throwing a trophy, and Cell died a lot faster than I thought he was.
He's still sticking out, and Kleenex will find it.
And now, these number 2 and number 3, Envoy and Insight, by the way, spawn a close fucking window, dude. Not sure what the fuck that is, but alright.
Gunfights across the map are going to be important over this next 5-10 seconds or so, because that's going to set up how things start to roll. Envoy will trade this one out. Simp can't find the transfer. Insight is there to find another.
Somehow Faze, despite those horrible spawns and not being in the best positions, like being in breaking positions, are just out trading Ultra here. Kind of wild.
Still map control not there for the defensive team, and Atlanta Faze in a good spot. 3 lives up, onto the zone we go.
Yeah, no trophies though. That might be the big issue, right?
Yeah, big kill by Scrap. Scrap playing like the leader of the pack here and running out first. Getting that blood on the guy B as well. That's very big.
The trophy they've thrown down has just gotten shot instantly by Toronto, but now the pressure around the objective. Celium gets to...
Celium getting 2. She can't let that happen. These 2 guys, he just slipped right past them. And then he gets a second guy after killing Scrap. He just slipped, and it just... Like I said, just see what happens. Like, there's no skill involved, you know? You just, it's high rise, like.
Fly, Celium gets to deliver and do a little bit of extra damage.
That's 4 down. As long as they don't spawn close window, this game's over. And that's the game.
Goes
it's 2-1, but that is the game.
Just finds a small gap in the defense, and it's 2 easy kills from Cell to open up the round. Fantastic work from him. Simp is there to seal the deal. And then Faze 1 round away from 3-0ing Toronto Ultra. Going over towards the defensive side here as well. Chance, they got to be feeling confident. Ultra did bring some heat in their attacking round. It's going to need to be just that little bit warmer though.
I like the play from Selim at the end, right? Talk about feeling the heat. It is a small window of opportunity. Does he play slow around the point? There was a split second where he could be aggressive. He pounces instantly. So he's dialed in. He is bouncing. But once again, it is Draza right now, MVP of the series with 20 kills, leading the lobby. Ultra don't want that one to get away from him. He's able to get the first kill. You get Kleenex behind enemy lines for the trade.
Excellent trade out. I actually didn't even pay attention to how they were breaking. I was like, I got caught in a trance. I was listening to the casters for some reason.
Pounces instantly. So he's dialed in.
So they have an extra committal here. I think this guy is on this green wall. Yeah, Scrap is on top of this little wall right here. I normally play top of this green shack, and you can see the cross through B. There's a little crack in B, and you can just see B Street, so you can see how many cross there. You can look down middle and kind of see, you know, what's going on there. So it's a good info position for sure. I haven't actually ever played like this. I kind of want to know what Scrap is doing right here.
He is bouncing, but once again, it is Draza right now.
I think he's jumping onto Heli here.
MVP of the series with 20 kills, leading the lobby.
No.
Ultra don't want that one to
So they have this guy go through bottom blue to commit to B Street, especially after losing a guy early B Street. I'm sorry, Faze lost a guy early. But now you have the last two guys B Street kind of collapsed on. You know one's going to play right at window like Envoy did last time. It's very similar to the last round, just team swapped, you know.
Get away from him. He's able to get the first kill. You get Kleenex behind enemy lines for the trades B Street, and efficient for the moment.
And they just trade out efficiently. They get the blood. Okay, trade. Okay, and then you trade. That's how it should be. Give up no two pieces. So Toronto sit right now with full B control. They have a guy walking into blue. Zelium's committing to B. And so is Abizu here. So we'll see what happens.
Simp causing problems. Trade's still there, but only one body on point. But Envoy right now, the omnipresent threat, able to get 3 kills, but it is still basically
this guy was top heli. He wasn't inside of blue. If he was in blue, he could have walked out, boom, killed him.
Up to Envoy. Can't get help around the zone. But he's done his job so far. 1 second progress.
Zelium just getting away with murder here. Oh, shit. Envoy is frying.
They cannot kill this man. Envoy somehow still alive and still begging for help.
One kill off the cruise as well.
He's getting help.
And after to lock this down, B looking like it was maybe going to go Ultra's way, but eventually Faze will get some control.
And then they have Scrap on A, and he's almost got a full ticket at this point. I said the game was over after last round, but somehow, some way. I mean, he's keeping the clock stopped. They have a 2-life lead. They have a full minute 10. They have 2 ticks at B. This is not bad. Atlanta's not in a great position to go spawn trap, although shit could certainly hit the fan here.
But pressure now coming in over towards the A side.
Yep,
but if you can find those kills, if you Faze, things...
Fucking Abizi dies to another Draza propane explosion. Yeah, the propane tanks have betrayed Faze like every single round. Never Toronto, only Faze. That's comedy. Well, yeah. So now this is definitely a pretty good spot for Toronto, for sure.
Should surely be
as far as an offense goes.
We'll get forced away, but we'll have another opportunity.
Zelium just shuts that shit down immediately. Kleenex drops down low red. Faze playing very heavy through B Street again. They lose a guy, but you would expect a trade here.
Ultra down here after an electric start from the Toronto side.
And maybe a weird note, I think Draza has been the guy to get the kills with the exploding propane tank every single round, but another team kill coming through, unfortunately. It doesn't matter, not even a little bit. Atlanta Faze, another 3 down.
How's it going down heli? They got 3 down. Now it's looking quite terrible for Toronto. Basically, just once you get men, you get B Street control, and once you get so many people dead, you just OE through B Street. You have the whole cut here. So basically, Simp has this cut. And then you can have a guy heli kind of helping, or a guy green kind of helping. And then this guy just watches your right window. And yeah, I mean, it's very difficult to deal with.
Next last man standing, trying to stay alive just to keep the map pressure available. But he's having to turn around. His teammates are stuck. He's trying to get out. He can't make it. He gets caught as well. Right back to square one.
And yeah, you see? So just keep holding this right window. Your teammates just refill through B Street.
Staring down the barrel of a hot 3-0 Toronto Ultra. This is the final push, the last.
All right, so Scrap might be able to stop clock here. This is huge. His and Simp's engagement although Simp is probably going to slide wide and just kill him.
Effort, and you just look at the kill feed.
Yep.
It is Atlanta Faze everywhere. You make a move to the objective, you're getting shot by every player on every single
Celium kills the guy up front, and his teammates are filling continuously through B Street. They still have A control. Simp filled and got that trade. You have 2 ticks on B. You kind of just want to go B regardless.
The map,
I mean,
Atlanta Faze have
it looks over.
strangled them.
Have to absolutely call everything.
Now getting that blood B
into
Street is
Ultra now.
huge.
It's
All right, you know that Abizi is bottom red here. He's not top, so they get to stop the clock here. But the problem is this cruise. Now this cruise might end up actually. And it's only gonna kill one. I don't know.
seconds, gotta get towards a point, but you don't want to throw it over towards
Ah,
the
but
B-side.
Abizi getting that
There,
kill is
can you
huge.
get rid of
Wait, he didn't kill the guy on B because he didn't want to kill his teammates. I guess he trusted that his teammates were just gonna get this kill, despite there being a guy at top of it. I mean, that's weird. Maybe it bugged.
Nothing found with the cruise missile. Draza will find another over towards B, and Celium will call his in. The big guns are cold. The game might be lit as well. Atlanta Faze,
And
can they lock
Abizi
it in over
wins
towards
that
the B side?
game.
The answer is absolutely yes, they can. 3-0.
Wow.
Over Toronto.
So yeah, I mean, high-rise control, not really a whole lot to say. Kind of not a good map mode in general, but there are some things. But they're just like very basic concepts. There's so many little cuts and so many like little things that you can do on the map that there's no real like super structured way to play, which I feel like is Toronto's strength. And it's really hard to lose a defense on that map. But like obviously these guys are at a higher level, so the rules don't really apply. But still, FaZe looked just way better on that map. The other 2 maps were just extremely close. Like could have gone either way. Well, actually, no. Map 1 wasn't like that. The FaZe just looked outright better this series. But I still feel like Toronto has the stronger map pool. That's kind of what it was at the last major. So, but regardless, I wasn't expecting it to be a 3-0. Although, like, obviously, I see the timer. So, going into map 3, I knew FaZe won. But that was incredibly like solid play out of FaZe right there. Yeah, that's the series. I'll leave it there.